How's it going, everybody? This is Steve, aka Steve Ninja, and welcome to my channel. So tonight I'm going to take a little break from doing the Criterion hauls. I've done 3 of those videos in July. Actually, the last 4 videos I've done have been Criterion, so I thought give it a little break from that. A lot of money to spend on those, and I can't do all those videos. I have to do some movie reviews and do other stuff as well. But I love Criterion, and next month I might do might show off my entire collection. So Nope, I actually saw this movie on Thursday night and then saw it again on Saturday afternoon. And I picked up on little details the second time that I missed the first night. And the movie runs about 131 minutes. I actually rank this movie probably my second favorite. I wasn't a huge fan of Us. I thought it was kind of a little bit of a letdown compared to Get Out. And I know some people that love Us, and people love that movie, and they probably couldn't believe that I would actually like Nope more than that. But I think this past weekend, Nope actually made $44 million, which is kind of a little bit of a disappointment. I think considering it was like a $68 million budget, and hopefully the second weekend it'll actually at least make its money back at least at that point. I know a lot of times that you spend close to like $20 million on marketing for a movie, so you actually have to make quite a bit more than $68 million to actually just break even. So it's hopefully it does better the second weekend. Hopefully word of mouth will get out there that this movie is fun to watch. It may have some flaws, certainly some flaws, and the movie leaves a lot up for interpretation. But I would really encourage people to check it out. I think it's a fun movie, and you're going to take something different from it every time you see it. So this is going to be a spoiler review. I'm going to give some of the actors in the movie first, and then I'll get into the spoilers after that. But so you have Daniel Kaluuya. He was in Get Out. Obviously, he worked with Jordan Peele then, so it was nice to see them together again, working together again. He had Keke Palmer played his sister in the movie. He had Stephen Yeun. It was great to see him back. He played Glenn in The Walking Dead, so it was really nice to see him in this. And you also had Brandon Pereira. He was good in the movie. And you had Michael Wincott. He was obviously in The Crow. He was in Alien Resurrection and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. The movie also had Keith David. It was great to see him in this. And I'll get into spoilers here shortly, but he obviously if you've seen him in a couple of John Carpenter movies, he was in They Live and The Thing, and he was also, I remember years ago, he was in the movie There's Something About Mary. He played Cameron Diaz's stepdad in that movie. And he was really, that's a comedy, so he was hilarious in that. So I'll get into the spoilers now. This movie, it seemed to have, to kind of talk about trauma quite a bit. If you saw the opening scene, it had this chimpanzee that basically a balloon popped and the thing just went off on this TV filming set, and it just seemed to have a theme there. When I first saw it the first time, I thought, what was that all about? Why was that side story there? What was the point of that? And I think if you see the second time, I think you kind of see more of a point of that. It seemed to be, basically, some animals will attack if they feel threatened. If people stare at them, they kind of had that theme throughout the movie where basically the main reason why Stephen Yeun's character survived was because he didn't look at the animal in the eyes, and he didn't pose a threat basically to the animal. And you saw that again with there's a horse in the movie that the horse sees its own reflection on a film set, and it just goes off, and I think there's like a noise of some kind, and it kind of sets the animal off. And then you also had this alien creature that kind of a similar thing that he basically said, don't look up in the sky and look at it. That seemed to be when it kind of attacked more often than not, and that seemed to be a theme throughout the movie. Just animals and predators and not being a threat to them. That seemed to be kind of a theme, but. So Stephen Yeun's character seemed to be profiting off of this trauma that he suffered when he was a child, and he's got this business set up where it looks like a park where you can look at horses, and there may have been other animals there as well, but he seemed to set up this thing where he thought he could draw the UFO out so everyone could see this, and somehow I guess he didn't think that the UFO would attack them. I guess he was trying to, he had Lucky in that cage, and then tried to pull it out. I guess thinking that the UFO would just take the horse. I guess, but he says in the movie, he says they're early. He says that they're early. Like I don't know if he was planning on getting out of the way or something. I don't know, but it backfired on him, obviously, and he and everyone there were all swept up into the ship. But if you notice that the back of his jacket, he's wearing a suit jacket, and it had an alien ship, and it had people being pulled up into the ship. And I think he said he'd seen this like 6 months earlier, where people had been taken before, or things had been falling from the sky, and so he had some. He thought he could profit off of this, anyways, and thought he could bring attention to his business. But somehow it all backfired on him. And you also had Kiki Palmer. I thought in the beginning of the movie, I didn't like her character all that much. I thought she was kind of loud, but seemed kind of fun. But she didn't really seem to be too interested in the family business all that much. She would read off the speech that her father had read. If you saw the videotape later, she's reading the same script that her father gave, but I think instead of like great grandfather, now she had to add another great to it, and so that's to me that she was just reading the script. She wasn't looking at this as the family business that they're carrying on. It was just it was like a side. She had like other side businesses that she was doing, so she wasn't taking it very seriously in the beginning of the movie. And it wasn't until she actually saw the UFO and saw the seriousness of it that's when I started to like the character a lot more. And I like the actress quite a bit, but just the character just seemed to be kind of annoying in the beginning, and after a while, I really liked the character, especially by the end of the movie, I really liked her a lot. It was kind of strange too. Keith David, it was kind of disappointing that he wasn't in this movie more. If you saw he's basically the character is killed before the opening credits. You saw his name in the credits, but he thought, well, he's already dead, and then they just show him a little bit later in like the videotape, or you can hear his voice in the videotape, and you can also see a flashback. But that's pretty much all you saw of him in this movie. So the movie it definitely reminds me of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It reminds me of Signs quite a bit. I've heard some people say it reminds them of Jaws as well. I didn't pick up on that quite as much, but I could see that kind of comparison. It looks like Jordan Peele is definitely a Steven Spielberg, a fan. Who isn't really? If you watch Hollywood movies and action movies over the last 45 years or so, how can you not like Steven Spielberg? But so I like the way the movie ended. Except I thought it was kind of uneventful in some ways. I think it was done pretty much in broad daylight, and when they basically pull the balloon, try to lure the UFO in, swallow the balloon so they can have the bomb blow up. That was kind of uneventful the way it looked. I think some people, when I saw it the second time, I'm not sure they totally understood what happened there. It wasn't like they kind of determined that this wasn't really a ship. It was just like an alien being that kind of looked like it can kind of take a form of a ship. And so when it blew up, it definitely didn't look like a mushroom cloud or anything. It was just kind of a poof, But they got their I guess they got their Oprah shot. They were talking about how Kiki Palmer said she wanted to get an Oprah shot that they can basically so they can profit off of it. Just like everyone else, they just want to profit off of the UFO. So they got their picture out of the, I guess, the wishing well had took shots of the she was taking pictures of the alien, and she got her shot. So that was nice to see. But so leave in the comments. Let me know how do you rank the three Jordan Peele movies. Did you like this movie? What did you like? What didn't you like? Give me what kind of rating would you give out of 5 stars? How would you rate it? Would you say 3 stars, 3.5, 4 stars? Let me know. I know I've seen it all over the board. I've seen people give this 5 stars, 4.5 stars. I like I said, I gave it 4 out of 5. which I still think is still a good rating, even though the second time I saw it, I still gave it the same rating. So there's some flaws in the movie. I think some of the story is not kind of fleshed out quite as well as it should have been. And like I said, I would have liked to have seen Stephen Yeun's character in it quite a bit more. It's disappointing that they start the movie off with him, and then he gets killed like halfway through the movie or so. So that was kind of disappointing. But so it would have been nice to have seen him throughout the movie. But so that's all I have tonight. Please put a like on the video, and have a good night. Thank you.